Today on Scanlon News, we'll be covering blood pressure.
Let's take it to the streets to see what America thinks.
Hello, sir. Can I ask you a few questions about blood pressure?
Sure.
What is a risk involved with high blood pressure?
Heart attacks?
All right, good. What exactly is blood pressure?
The pressure in your blood? Of your blood?
All right, good answer. Thank you for participating.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask you some questions about blood pressure?
Of course you can.
All right. What position should you be in getting your blood pressure taken?
I think you're either supposed to be like sitting still or laying down on your back.
And where should your arm specifically be?
Out to your side.
What causes high blood pressure?
I know that stress can cause high blood pressure and if you're like under a lot of anxiety.
Thank you.
Hi, so is it okay if I asked you a few questions about blood pressure today?
Sure.
Okay, so my first question is, what is blood pressure?
Blood pressure is in which the pressure of your blood is leaving the heart to go to your fingers and toes.
Good. And then what do you think like a normal reading as far as like the number for blood pressure would be?
420 over.
Sorry, we had to cut that interview a little bit short due to an inappropriate answer, but we're gonna move on anyways.
Excuse me, sir. Can I ask you a couple of questions about blood pressure?
Go for it.
So, what is a typical average blood pressure?
120 over 80.
And do you know what those two numbers would be called?
Something like diastolic, like systolic, or like.
Thank you.
This American does not want their face to be shown for privacy purposes, but agreed to answer a few questions about blood pressure. What position should your body be in when you take blood pressure? What can cause high blood pressure readings?
Interviews?
Okay, thank you.
What is blood pressure?
It is how fast your blood is being pumped through your body.
Okay. And what are some risks involved with high blood pressure?
Death. Probably stress. Probably a heart attack. Things like that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so is it okay if I ask you a few questions about blood pressure today?
Sure.
Okay, so what do you think blood pressure is?
The pressure when it flows through your veins.
And then, what causes high blood pressure?
Like sugar.
That's good.
Hello, sir. Do you mind answering a few questions about blood pressure? All right. What are the two numbers that you use when you get your blood pressure taken?
Big one and a small one.
All right. What is the risk involved with having high blood pressure? Good. Thank you for your time.
What this person here doesn't know is that a lot of these snacks in here can actually increase your blood pressure and your risk for cardiovascular diseases. Welcome back to Scanlon News. We're back from the streets with the cold hard facts about blood pressure. Blood pressure is actually the pressure of the blood against the inner walls of the blood vessels, which is also measured in millimeters of mercury. The uses for blood pressure are that it can determine cardiovascular disease risk, such as heart attack or others such as stroke. It's often measured with systolic and diastolic. Systolic is the contraction, while diastolic is the relaxed beats. It's always measured systolic over diastolic. Systolic is the first beat heard when taking blood pressure, and diastolic is the last beat heard. Now off to Kelly for some more facts about blood pressure.
Thank you, Lauren, for that lovely introduction. So, as you can see here, your participant or client should be in a seated position, both feet flat on the floor, an arm on a hard surface such as a table, relaxed, not flexed, or else this could throw off your blood pressure reading. Back to Lauren to tell us what supplies we need.
So for taking blood pressure, you need two items. The first item is like this, and it's a blood pressure cuff. This is the average adult size.
There are also smaller ones that can be used for children or smaller individuals, as well as larger ones that can be used for more muscular adults or more obese people. This one is known as a stethoscope.
What lovely terminology, Lauren. All right, so now I am going to show you how to take Lauren's blood pressure. This is her right arm. So, on the cuff, not all cuffs have this, it shows you where the brachial artery on the inside of the elbow should be lined up with so you can get a proper reading. You're going to want to put it snugly on top of the elbow, whereas if it was too loose, you could fit more than 2 fingers underneath. You will not get a correct reading. And also, if it's too tight, it will constrict the vessel too much and you will not get a correct reading. So this seems like a good constricting rate. So you need to make sure that it's lined up correctly. Now I'm going to put on my stethoscope, which should be twisted away from the body to get the proper angle for your ear canal. You're going to make sure it's loud when you tap it. That means it's switched to on. And make sure that your stethoscope is lined up with that arrow on the brachial artery. You need 20 hands to take blood pressure. You're going to make sure this clip that reads your millimeters of mercury clips onto the blood pressure cuff, because that is going to be what you will be reading. You will then take the pump, make sure that it is sealed all the way, and pump up to about 160. Once you reach 160, you will start to listen for the beat, which is your systolic. And once you hear that beat, you will slowly release the air until you no longer hear a beat, which will give you your diastolic value. So Lauren here has a normal blood pressure, which is under 120/80. Now, according to scientific research, if you have a blood pressure that is 120/80 or higher, that is pre-high blood pressure. Thank you for joining Scanlon News tonight. I'm Kelly Simunich.
And I'm Lauren Oktovic, and we are signing off.